How's it going, everybody? For today's beer review, we're going to be taking a look at Mikkeller Brewing Company's Chipotle Porter. So this is Chipotle Porter by Mikkeller. Now, I love Mikkeller Brewery. They are just very revered, one of those kind of legendary breweries. And as I've said in a few reviews, lately I've been really getting into the marriage of spicy pepper, like red pepper and chipotle and ancho and stuff like that, with stouts or porters, in this case as well. So I have really high hopes for this. There's not too terribly much information here. Just says it's brewed and bottled by Mikkeller, imported by Shelton Brothers. It's 6.6% ABV, tad bit on the low side, but that's okay. And it just says it is an ale brewed with chipotle chili, product of Belgium. That's all I've got. I will be drinking this beer out of my Duvel snifter glass. So let's go ahead and get the cap off of here, and let's see what this is like. Alrighty, the cap is off. Straight out, the color is almost pitch black straight out of the bottle. That's a pretty good sign. I'm going to give this a pretty aggressive center pour. This has a high head potential. A hard pour easily came out with like 2 fingers of very dark tan to light brown colored head. This looks awesome. This looks like a stout. Super dense and creamy head. Easily 2 fingers. Incredibly dark tan to light brown in color. There's really no need to hold this one up into the light because it is pitch black in the glass. I don't see any light coming through that. As far as smell goes, oh man, that smells delicious. I'm getting lots of wood and wood sap, very oaky and wood sappy. A little bit of coffee beans, very woody sort of coffee beans as well. Slight touches, surprisingly, of bourbon wood. There's lots of wood in this, which is strange. Good amount of bittersweet baker's chocolate. Definitely getting a large amount of the chipotle chili pepper. Yeah, so I'm getting bourbon cask wood, plain oak wood, coffee on the woody side of coffee beans. I'm getting malt, of course. I'm getting bitter baker's chocolate, lots of chipotle chili pepper. It smells really good. Lightly smoky too. Probably from the chipotle, of course. I can't wait to taste this. Let's give it a try. Man. Now that has a good amount of the chipotle pepper in it. I can actually feel it warming going down, not from the alcohol either, but from the chili pepper. This is the perfect amount. This is what I wish was in other, pepper stouts. It's got, once again, a lot of oak woodiness, like cask wood. Quite bitter, actually. Quite of a woody, malty bitterness. Lots of chipotle pepper. There's a little bit of hops to this as well. Not much, but it's definitely present. As far as scores go, it's not going to get a perfect score, however. And the reason why is because I'm noticing that the pepper is kind of overpowering because there's no sweetness for it to complement. This is suffering from a lack of sweetness. It needs just a little bit more sweetness to make this beer perfect. As it stands, it's very good. As far as how much I'm enjoying it, I would probably give this an A minus, probably about a 90. It needs some sweetness. As far as representation of the style, I would give it a solid A, about a 95 or so. 95. Because it has a lot of pepper in it. And usually when they advertise pepper, it's like you just want a little bit more, you want a little bit more. Well, this has just enough pepper to it. The problem is the pepper is overpowering, not because of how much is used, but because it's not mingling with sweetness. The heat and the sweet, those are the two things that bind together. Then you have your things like, your malt profile, your hop profile, your bitterness. Those can all come. But if you've got the heat, you need the sweet. And this does not have a whole terribly lot of sweetness to it. It's very good. It's not something I could drink every day, though, because like I said, the heat is a bit high for it not to be masked at all by sweetness. I digress, though. It is very high quality. I wish more stouts with more sweetness could have this much pepper in them, because it'd be awesome. But that has been my review of Mikkeller Chipotle Porter. Hope you guys enjoyed the beer review as always. Stay tuned for the next one.